America, let me tell you something. The Dallas Cowboys, they're at a crossroads. Another season gone, another year without a Super Bowl appearance. It's downright disgraceful. Jerry Jones is probably pacing around like a caged lion right now, and you know what? He has every right to be. This team, with all its talent, should be competing for championships, not sitting at home watching the playoffs on TV. The Cowboys have some big decisions to make this offseason. After missing the playoffs, they need to address roster weaknesses, particularly on the offensive line, defensive line, and secondary. They've got holes to fill, and they need to fill them fast. First things first, let's talk about Micah Parsons. This young man, this absolute force of nature, is the future of the Cowboys' defense. He's a game changer, a difference maker, and you don't let guys like that walk out the door. Extending Micah Parsons is a major priority. While he still has 2 years left on his rookie deal, the Cowboys could lock him up long-term before his price skyrockets. And let me tell you, that price is going to skyrocket. This kid is on pace to be one of the best defensive players in the league. He's already drawing comparisons to Lawrence Taylor, for crying out loud. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They need to back up the Brinks truck for this kid. Given his dominance, he's likely to reset the market for pass rushers, potentially surpassing Nick Bosa's $34 million per year deal. Now let's talk about Dak Prescott. He's the quarterback, the leader of this team, but he hasn't quite lived up to the hype, has he? Don't get me wrong, Dak's a good quarterback, a solid quarterback, but is he a Super Bowl winning quarterback? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Dak Prescott's contract is up, he's entering the final year of his deal, and an extension could lower his cap hit. But here's the thing, Jerry Jones has a decision to make. Does he give Dak a big money extension and hope he takes that next step? Or does he, and I know this might sound crazy, but does he look to make a change at the most important position in football? I'm not saying it's the right move, but it's something Jerry has to at least consider. Let's not forget about CeeDee Lamb. This kid is a stud, a bona fide #1 receiver in the making. He's got the talent, he's got the work ethic, he's got it all. CeeDee Lamb's future is now. The Cowboys could extend him now rather than risk a bigger price later. But, and there's always a but, the Cowboys have a history of overpaying for players, and they need to be careful not to make that mistake again. They need to look at the big picture, assess their cap situation, and make a smart, calculated decision. Do they give CeeDee a big money deal now, or do they let him play out his rookie contract and risk him walking in free agency? It's a tough call, but that's what Jerry Jones gets paid the big bucks for, right? Now, let's talk about the offensive line, or should I say, the lack of an offensive line. This used to be a strength for the Cowboys, but those days are long gone. Tyron Smith is a free agent, and they may need to invest in replacements. Father Time catches up to everyone, and Tyron Smith is no exception. He's been a warrior for this team, but he's not getting any younger. The Cowboys need to find a way to protect their franchise quarterback, whether that's Dak Prescott or someone else. They need to draft well, they need to sign some free agents, they need to do whatever it takes to rebuild this offensive line, because in the NFL, it all starts up front. And while we're on the subject of defense, let's talk about that defensive line. They got pushed around last year, manhandled. They were like a matador waving a red flag in front of a bull. It was embarrassing. They struggled against the run and may need upgrades, especially if they lose key players in free agency. They need to find some big bodies who can clog up the middle and stuff the run. They need to create pressure on the quarterback, force turnovers, and give their offense a chance to win games. You can't win in this league if you can't stop the run. It's that simple. So there you have it, folks. The Dallas Cowboys have some major decisions to make this offseason. They need to decide what to do with Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb. They need to rebuild their offensive line and bolster their defensive line. Do you think they should go all in with extensions now, or take a wait-and-see approach? It's not going to be easy, but if they want to compete for a Super Bowl, they need to make some tough choices. The pressure is on Jerry Jones and the rest of the Cowboys front office to get this right. The fans in Dallas are starving for a championship, and they're running out of patience.